This is a product video for Fedrigoni's F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 Color Change Wrap Film, and here are the details. It's a multi-layer premium cast film. It comes with the slide and tack adhesive system. It is 120 microns thick or 4.2 mil, and it comes in a wide range of colors and finishes: gloss, matte, gloss metallic, matte metallic, satin, and textured. And note that it comes with an outstanding warranty that ranges between 12 and 5 years vertical and 6 to 2.5 years horizontal. The adhesive has an advanced microstructure technology as well as a matte finish. This gives the F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 a very low initial tack, which helps reposition large panels and avoid adhesive lines. And as you can see, it's very easy to pick back up and reposition. The micro channels allow bubbles to be pressed or even simply squeegeed away. And note that if the film gets overstretched during the install, let's say on mirrors, door handles, and bumpers, the film can be easily picked back up, heat added, which will trigger the memory effect, and reinstalled. The same superior self-healing properties apply to wrinkles as well as scratches. If these occur, simply pick the film up, trigger the memory, and reinstall. And note that the F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 comes with built-in tension from the manufacturing process. It's very important to use the technique from the Wrap Institute called Zero Stretch, as this can come very handy when installing this film, and it'll make wrapping bumpers, mirrors, and door handles much easier and quicker. And keep in mind that even though this premium cast film is multi-layered and thicker than standard color change cast films, it still cuts very cleanly when using cutting tape. And note that the gloss finishes come with the exact same advanced adhesive system, which allows installers to easily slide the panels across the surface and pick it back up when needed. Be sure that the workspace is well lit, clean, and that the workspace temperature is around 20 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This will help ensure that the low-tech adhesive bonds properly and quickly to the vehicle during the install. Now move on to prep, and the first step is to remove any hardware. Once the hardware has been removed, it's highly recommended to use an air compressor to blow out any dirt. The next step of prep is cleaning, as recommended to use a rinseless wash. Be sure to clean the vehicle very thoroughly from top to bottom, and when cleaning, rotate the towel to ensure that the maximum dirt gets pulled off the vehicle. After cleaning, it's very important to clay bar the entire vehicle. This ensures a smooth finish. Be sure to work evenly side to side and top to bottom, just like during the cleaning process. This is a very wet step, so using a drying towel is recommended. Then degrease the surface. Be extra thorough during this step. Always be sure to focus on edges and tight gaps. The best way to do so is to place a squeegee in a microfiber towel. Be extra thorough during this process and open any sections when necessary to get underneath the edge. For tools, it's recommended to use a 30-degree stainless steel blade, tucking tools, and to ensure a pristine finish, always put a fresh new buffer on the squeegee at the beginning of the install, an application glove, and a high-quality heat gun that has adjustable settings. With the vehicle surface prepped, it's now important to take measurements. Be extra thorough during this process and precise. Once the measurements are taken, take the roll of F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 to a work table, roll the panel out with the liner side face down, then cut the panels into sections. Be sure to roll the panels up and label them precisely to ensure high workflow. Once the panels are set, then the install can begin. When possible, prop sections open, like the hood and hatchback, to ensure full access to the sides during the install. And if the workspace is warm, and especially for gloss finishes, it's highly recommended to use a low-tech solution like SSS, then do a focused degrease on the edges and recessed areas to ensure high quality and no adhesive lines. Now, once the surface is prepped and ready to go, lay the panel out, trim off any excess film with the liner. This can be used for door handles, mirrors, and inlays. Then release the liner. Due to the low initial tack, it's very important to add high pressure to the tack points in order for the film to hold the surface properly when it's being stretched into position. Pressure or heat can be added. Once the panel is locked, be sure to stretch it evenly to the corners. Pulling at room temperature, in many cases, will glass out the film, squeegee the film onto the main flat area, and due to the stretch that comes from the manufacturing process, it's very important for areas that will be formed into recessed areas, go over them with slow heat. This will trigger the zero stretch logic, then form the film into the deepest part of the recessed area first, Add heat when necessary to relax the film. By forming the film into the recessed area this way, it helps avoid adhesive lines and ensure high quality. For raised objects like this emblem, be sure to click the blade, keep the blade shallow, remove the excess film, then tuck it into the gap with a tucking tool. For the outside edges, it's extremely important with F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 to relax the film ahead of time. This removes any tension and helps activate the adhesive so it ensures a long-term hold. Once the film is set up on the edges, this means that it can be cut out, and in this case on the hood, on what is called an empty edge, the film can be cut flush to the bottom. The reason why is all the tension has been taken out of the film and the adhesive activated. Once finished cutting, be sure to add heat and pressure to make sure that the film is fully sealed onto the surface. Now we move on to more complicated objects like the front fender. Remove the entire liner, tack it at a flat spot on one side, pull firmly to the other side. This creates what's called pyramids. Those are the wrinkles that are horizontal. This is good now because once the film is tacked onto the main surface area, those pyramid wrinkles can be zero stretched onto the bottom section with minimal effort and, most importantly, no tension. So add heat in overlapping strokes. This relaxes the film onto the surface. Once the film is shrunk onto the surface, simply squeegee it into position. This is the benefit of F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 as it shrinks and conforms quickly and easily thanks to the manufacturing process. Especially on edges, once the edges are cut, add heat before sealing it onto the surface. This is especially the case when the film is cut on the opposite side, like here on the front door and by the hood. Once the film is cut, add heat first to relax the film and activate the adhesive, then seal it onto the surface. This ensures high workflow and top quality. It's very important that once any section of the F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 has been complete, go over all the edges with slow heat to double check that the adhesive is activated and the edge is fully sealed. Once the edges are set, go over the entire panel with slow heat to activate the adhesive. This makes the low initial tack high tack on the surface. For very complicated objects like this mirror, it's recommended to wrap in two pieces with smart, precise inlays. Make sure the piece is relaxed. The overlap needs to be roughly 3 millimeters wide. Then, tools like the Wrap UZ can be used to apply the film with less tension on the main section. Be sure to relax the film to the edge. Remove the excess film around the overlap, cut the film precisely on the edge, on both top and bottom, then add heat to make sure the adhesive is set on the surface and edges. For both the front and back bumper, especially if they have complicated shapes, it's recommended to use inlays or overlays. A good suggestion is to make templates ahead of time to ensure that no knife is used directly on the surface, and once the inlays have been installed, then the main piece can be applied. It's recommended for front bumpers and back bumpers to use two installers. One holds the material and the other zero stretches the film onto the surface. This is done with overlapping heat from top to bottom, and as you can see, the film shrinks into the front bumper, which makes the install process easier and allows it to be finished on the edges in a very simple and straightforward way. So once the film is locked onto the main surface area, the film simply needs to be picked back up, heat added, and it simply shrinks into place. This is one of the outstanding properties of the Fedrigoni F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 if you understand the built-in tension from the manufacturing process and use the zero stretch and wrap matrix techniques from the Wrap Institute. For any inlays that were made before, make sure that the overlap is roughly 2 to 3 millimeters wide. Cut the film out precisely, either using a well-precise cut with a knife or with cutting tape. Once the excess film has been cut off from the opposite side of the overlap, add heat first to relax the film, then seal it onto the surface. This will help ensure a long-term hold. And for any deep recessed areas or what are called mounts, be sure to heat the film first to relax it, and then pull the film down and into it. This will help ensure long-term hold. And again, instead of forcing the film to the outside edge, simply pick it up, hold it lightly away, and add heat. The film will simply shrink onto the surface to create glass, then simply squeegee it on into place. And it's highly recommended to cut out all the bumper sensors. This provides safety for the customers and ensures long-term hold. It's highly recommended to use the Sensor Cut Pro, as this enables these areas to be cut away without a knife. And the last few install tips recommended for F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 is to add heat when sealing the film around edges, like around the front doors and back doors. And when installing the film into door handle cups, add heat first to soften it and relax the film, then form it gently in, either right to left or left to right. And now move on to post-install tips, and it's highly recommended when reinstalling the hardware to be extra careful to not damage the wrap, and once reinstalled, to make sure the hardware works properly. Then it's important to do a 360 on the entire vehicle to double check that all edges are sealed and the main surface area is bubble-free. After this 360-degree checkover, it's very important to post-heat key areas like overlaps, compound curves found on mirrors, door handles, and bumpers, and keep in mind that the post-heating temperature should be 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. This is due to the thickness of the F-Wrap Ultimate 1000. Once the post-heating process is done, be sure to wipe the vehicle down with approved aftercare products. This will ensure a high-quality finish and long-term quality. And keep in mind that the F-Wrap Ultimate 1000, due to the low initial tack of the film, needs 24 hours above 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius in order to reach ultimate adhesion. If the outside temperature will be below this, it's recommended to keep the vehicle inside overnight or add IR heaters to the main surface area to activate the adhesive to ensure long-term hold, so there's no issues with durability. For more information about Fedrigoni's F-Wrap Ultimate 1000 and for a list of distributors who carry it in your area, be sure to go to this URL. This has been a product video for Fedrigoni's F-Wrap Ultimate 1000, proudly produced by the Wrap Institute.